Hello friends, so welcome to my today's tutorial. Today I'll show you what is the difference between where and having clause in SQL. So first of all, what is where clause? So let me walk you through the SQL query structure. So in SQL, we always write query in this order, like select columns from table name, where conditions, group by grouping, having, again conditions on the grouping, and last order by. This is standard structure. So now if we look at closely on this structure, so where clause always comes before grouping happens, right? So that's what we wrote here, like filters all rows before grouping happens. So let's say if you want to, like, this particular table is a raw table. If I execute this query, okay, so if you want to apply any kind of filter into this particular table, you can use where. And if you want to apply any filters after grouping is done, so then you have to use having clause. And we need to keep in mind, like, where clause we always use without aggregated functions, since we are applying on this raw table. And having clause we must use aggregation, let's say count, sum, maximum, minimum, those, because we are doing groupings, right, on the basis of something. So okay, now I have three questions for you. Like, I have three questions. I need customers. Here is the customer ID. So I need customers whose total due is greater than 5,000. So I need a customer ID whose total due is greater than 5,000. Keep in mind, one customer has multiple orders, so I need those customers only whose total due is greater than 5,000. The second question is, I need the data. I need the entries where total due is greater than 5,000. So basically I need all the entries where total due greater than 1,000. And the third question is, I need customers who placed at least 3 orders. So basically condition should be 3 or more orders, right? So at least 3 orders. So minimum order should be 3. So I need all the customers from here who placed at least 3 orders. So these are the three questions. So now since I explained this concept, like where you can always you apply on the row table, and having you can always apply on aggregated table. So now think by yourself, like, these three questions we can do using what. So I'm pausing for 5 seconds and I'll continue the video, and we'll solve this three questions. Okay, sounds good. So let me start the explanation. So first, what is the question? I need customer whose total due is greater than $5,000. So since I explained, or I mentioned already, we have, like, let's say for customer number, like customer 11,000, we have 3 orders. So I need like aggregations, right? So what I'll do is select customer ID and sum of, I need sum of total due, right? Then only we come to know like what this customer has due from table name, which is dbo dot customer orders, group by, we have to group by customer ID, then only we'll get okay. So now here let me execute this query. So now we know like each, like what each customer has as a total due. Let's say if we are applying in filter, let's say where sum of, because we need sum, right, like in order to understand which customer has like due greater than 5,000, greater than 5,000. Okay, if I'll apply this query only, give me the customer where sum of total due greater than 5,000. Do you think this should work? Think like this, like, no, it will give us error. Why? Because we are applying aggregated filters on our row table, because where always applies on this particular row table. So here what we are saying is, give me the customer whose total due sum of this. So like in like by which row it should like consider, like they had like SQL has to do some, right? So that is why we cannot apply where here. So select customer ID and again sum of total due. Now since we have done grouping in here, let me execute this part. So here now having having works on this group data, having filter out the groups. So here what we'll do is having, again, having always used with aggregated data, right? So sum of total due should be greater than 5000, and if we will execute this query, it should give us only record that has more than 5000 due. Perfect. So this is expected. So first answer should be having, like this should be done by having. Now the next question, let me write it here. I need data. So basically this is our table again. Let me execute this query. This is our raw table. So I need all the data where total due is greater than 1000. So I need entire table where total due is greater than 1000. So what we'll do here, we can use where, because we don't apply any aggregations here. So select star, which is all data, from table name, which is dbo dot customer orders. Here we can simply apply where, because we are not doing any aggregation. So total due greater than 1000, so it will filter out the records from this raw table where like we have total due greater than 1000. So let's execute this. So out of 14 rows we are getting 9 only, right? So this both is doing filter only. So for this one our answer should be where. And now let's come to the third question. What is our third question? Let's execute this query. So we get our original base table. Now perfect. The third question, I need customer. So I need the customer who placed at least 3 orders. So we need customer who placed at least 3 orders. So for that, what should be our answer? Having, of course. Why? Because we have to do aggregation by customer and we need count in one row. Basically, like we need a count by per customer, like what is their order count, right? So that, which is why. So what we'll do is select customer ID, comma, I'm writing this count so that you can see the data. Otherwise we don't need this one. We can as per the requirement. So sales order, oh my bad, order ID, where again sales order ID from table name dbo dot customer orders. Here we cannot apply where, so we have to do grouping because we need counts. So group by customer ID. So if we execute this particular line of code, what we can see, now we have this counts, right? So having, what we'll do is again count of what, customer ID. So basically sales order ID. So that will give us like who place more than 3 orders. So count of order ID should be greater than 3, greater than or equal to, right? At least, so greater than or equal to 3. So this is to show you only we should get this two, like 11,000, 11,001 and 37. So if I execute this query, this one, so answer for the, so here if we remove this one, we'll get only customers who placed at least 3 orders, which is this customers, right? So but I'm adding this particular column so we can see the results, like whatever we are getting is right or no. So here the answer is having. So I hope now you have clear picture about like what is the group having and where clause in SQL and when to use which clause. So if this video helps you, please subscribe to my channel, like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you.